what I did is I created a module for notifications to push notifications to the user, somehow notify the user. So there's many ways you can notify a user. One of them being a web notification. You can do SMS. You can do push to a mobile app. You can do um, any methods of notification. Okay, so in Orchard right now there is no way to send notifications, but there is a way to send emails. You can send emails all day long. So I created a feature in here. When I search for notification, you'll see three things here. You'll see this disabled feature. It's a feature that is auto enabled on demand. And then there is one that's called web notification, another one called email notification. So I think the most interesting one is web notification. So if you click enable to this method, you'll see this new bell right up here. Um, and I generated some notification just for the purposes of the demo. Um, but yeah, so this bell right here, if you click on it, you'll see some notifications here. And you could also click on them, obviously, to mark them as read, or you can go to your notification list. So in here, you'll see a list of all the notifications available. You can search for it. You can filter them only to see the read or the unread. You can filter that. You can sort by recently created or previously created. Um, that's available. You can also select it, or if you want to mark it as read, you can mark it as read. If you want to do more action to this one, you can delete. If you click on this one, you can mark it as unread. Uh, so we can mark it as unread. We can delete it as well. Uh, Breakpoint. Hang on. All right, so this is all available, and you can also click mark as read, and that will mark everything as read. You can paginate through your notifications. So this is the web interface. There could be some more changes to improve this, but I'm not sure if I need to add any more at this moment. So that's the web interface. Um, so I showed notification, but I didn't tell you how you can generate notifications. So notifications can be generated via code. There is an iNotification manager that you can inject and just fire off whatever you want via code. But I think the better case scenario is workflows. So if we go to workflows, I actually set couple workflows here so we can kind of generate those notifications, and that's how those notifications are actually generated. So if you click, just so you can see what it is. So here I put two events. So this is when blog is published and when a blog is deleted. And all we're doing, we're notifying the user. And those two right here are new. So if you click edit, these are actually new notification types that were created. Um, if you click on an event, you will see two new notify. So you'll see a way to notify a content owner, and then also you'll be able to notify a user. Uh, so for this to work, you'll need an event that actually generates a user in the workflow. Otherwise, there's no one to notify. And and the owner, anytime you make an update to a content item, um, you can hook into that event as well. So again, it's workflow driven mainly, but you can generate it using or using the notification manager. The other thing here that you can also do is you can enable the notification email. So the notification email is really sending an email. The main difference here is the notification can be user preferences, right? Some user might want to receive an email. Some people don't want to use emails. So for that reason, we have multiple type of notification, and then we leave it to the user to determine what do they want to receive, to what type of notification. So if I go to my profile here, you will see there's there's more than one method of notification, and reason being because I have two methods that are enabled, or two features enabled. And so here I can save whichever notification method I want to receive. And if I choose not to receive anything, then I can opt out of this. Another thing, you have an option here, and this is it allows you to pick a strategy. So you can notify all the methods. So if there's more than one here, you can notify everything. So receive an email notification, web notification, SMS, or whatever the case is. And the other one is notify until first success. So with this, maybe you just want to receive one notification, not a bunch of notifications. And for that, we go top to bottom. We try to notify email. And if we succeed, then we're done. If we don't succeed, we try to do a web notification. And these right here, you can drag and drop. So these are sortable. So if you want to receive if your priority is to see web notification first, then you can mark it as such. And so when you save that, now we notify you via web first. And if we succeed, then bingo. Obviously, if you have web notification, we always going to succeed. The trouble if you have like a push notification, or if you have SMS notification or things like that, even email notification, you might fail to send the notification. So if you fail, then we go to the next step. So if this is an order, if we fail to send you an email notification for whatever reason, if your email provider is invalid or something with it couldn't connect to the email, then we fall back to web notification. Unless you have this selected, then everything is going to be selected. And just to show here, so if I disable this feature, the email notification, and I go back here, you'll see that that option is gone now. So it's really all based on whatever features you have enabled here. This right here, by default, I'm honestly kind of not sure about the implementation. Maybe some feedback here will be helpful. Because right now I've showed 10 notification. I'm thinking this should be something configurable. That's one. But web notification might be also different than email notification. So when you go to workflow here and edit a task, you'll have a way to say, hey, here's a subject, here's a body, and here you can say if this body contains an HTML. This is all good for mainly for an email. For a web, I still show if you select it as HTML, you can still see HTML, no problem. But that's right now. I'm not sure if we need a third field here for like a URL. So if you provide a URL, when you click on notification, we actually send you to the URL. So I'm not sure what's best from a user perspective. If we need a URL, like for example, if you go to GitHub and you click on notification, they take you to where that notification come from. For example, like whatever PR or an issue or whatever the case is, right? So I'm not sure if we need similar thing here or the body isn't enough or whatnot. But yeah, this is all I have. And as you can see, when notification is unread, it's kind of highlighted for you, so you can kind of easily see if you read it or not. That's it. Any questions, comments? You guys want to see some code?
No code.
I'm sorry?
Yes,
I say no code. Yeah, Zoltan, you want to go first?
I would actually like to see some code, or we don't need to go through all of these, of course, but if it's open source, can you link to it?
Yeah, there's a PR for it, actually.
Look at the PR during the triage.
Oh,
We kind of guess what you did with interfaces for providers, notification providers, and also that you discovered workflows. Congratulations. Thank you for using it. So it will, I assume you will create more modules using workflows now.
Yes.
That's all you have to say, Zoltan?
For now, that was my only question.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to check out
I
the
agree,
code.
Zoltan. It's great. It's great. It's funny because I was taking notes and my next question, and then you did what I wanted. Like, well, sort of. I still have to mind. So notification. So I when you mention notification, I wonder, okay, what do we have for notifications? We have the banners that are called notifications also in Orchard. We have emails, which could be used for notification. And I was like, but what is a notification compared to an email, for instance? And then I realized that a notification is really a custom event. Like, you can send emails if you want, but notifications are custom events. And I think that's why we made that, and that's why it's working well. The fact that you have the notification icon on the top right to show the notifications, because you could say I send an email, it's not a notification, because email is part of a workflow or something like that. But the notification is more like, yeah, I could receive a text, I could receive an email, I could receive, I don't know, whatever, okay, a voicemail, or it could be anything. And as you did, is like any user or admin could say, I want to get my notifications on my phone, and I don't want to get my notification on my phone, or what I noted at first was I want to receive one email per day with all my notifications, like a digest. And you can still do that with your feature. You could have another feature which is called, email digest, to send all notifications in one email every week or every day, and not like one notification every minute, for instance. So that's great. Managing notifications in the admin is great also, because you want to see the history and you want to be able to delete them, mark them as read or not. It's totally fine, like maybe useful for later. Maybe we will need also another feature that's completely independent / parallel to be able to prune these notifications, like retention time, like keep the notifications for
like a
1 week.
background. I thought about it, actually. It's part of comment on
each user / admin will define a max value. So like the admin can say max is 1 month, but the user could say, oh, keep them 2 days, right? And then you take whatever is the max or the min, the user / the general value, and then you prune them background task. So that's great also. I was skeptical about the reordering of the messages, but I'm like, sure, why not? If maybe someone will find it useful. I'd say that, so I'm also wondering what web notification is. I would have, so for instance, when you disable web notification, do I still see the notification in this list, manage notifications?
If you disable what, I'm sorry?
Web notifications.
No, this is, so the web notification will take away that notification, right?
So I would, that's weird, because you can make it a feature for sure, but I would have expected to have an admin to see all my notifications all the time, even if I don't send them by email. Like the web notification, in your case, would be like always there.
But why? If you're never gonna see them?
Why wouldn't you see them if it's always there? You don't have to look at them. It's there.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so if you
just talking about web.
Well, I mean, even so, if you enable web, you're gonna see the web interface, right?
My question is about why disable it.
Why disable it?
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's up to the user. So if you want to enable it, then you keep it here.
Sorry,
so it's part of it's a feature driven.
Meaning that it's kind of like for kind of the trail, like when a notification is sent, maybe you don't want to receive an email, maybe you don't want to receive a text, but at least there is a trace that a notification was sent, and you as a user can go when you want. It's not push, it's pull. You can go on the UI to see, oh, I got a notification. Saying explicitly, no, I never want to see them, that's weird.
Oh, no. So if the feature is enabled, this will always appear.
Yeah, but
even if you go here and you say, I don't want to see them, you can still see that.
But the feature is there, so even, okay, but
yeah, so if the feature is available.
The checkbox is on the top right, is the alerting.
No, the checkbox is part of the profile. So when you edit the user, you can select the preference.
Yes, but when you check it, it only drives the the alert icon on the top right, not the fact that it's listed in the manage notifications then.
No, it's gonna. So you will always see what you already received.
Thank you. Even if you uncheck that.
Yes, even if you uncheck that.
That's what I want.
Yes, but if you disable, if the admin disable the feature, then
Sure.
the whole UI is disabled.
Okay, so that's fine because you could say it's the feature is there by default with the notification. I don't know. It could be part of the recipe. Fine. But if I uncheck the checkbox in the profile, they don't appear in the icon on the top right. That's.
I'm sorry, say that again.
The icon on the top right, the little bell.
Right. Well, that right now it went away. The reason why, because you are on the notification. So since you're seeing a listed notification here, I took it off to prevent the double query.
So I think that's wrong. And then if you did that in terms of UI, and then if you did that to prevent a double query, then you have a caching issue. You might want to cache it for some time. And so what is the checkbox doing then?
The checkbox in the profile?
Yeah.
So basically, if an event happened, you will not receive a notification via web.
I mean, sorry, this checkbox that is unchecked, the web notification checkbox, what's the difference when it's checked and not checked? I don't get it.
If you check it, you will receive new notifications. I'm gonna demo this real quick here. So right now here, I'm gonna mark everything as red. Okay. So right now I don't have everything I have is red. Okay. And if you go to your profile, you have the web notification is checked. Okay. So if you go and which one? I think it's blog post. I deleted it. Okay, let me just create a test. So I am gonna unpublish. Actually, well, I already received a notification. So I received a notification because my blog was published. Okay. So far so good, right? I'm gonna go and so I don't have any more unread. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna disable this checkbox. Okay, this is my user, my preferences, not as an admin. So now I can go in here, and if I publish it, I should be notified. But in this case, I'm not gonna receive web notification. I'm only gonna receive an email. So as you see here, there is no notification.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so I understand, and I think this feature, this checkbox should not exist. Like this page for me should be for all the notifications, whatever the medium used to send it somewhere else. For me, it's a notification. It's there. It has been triggered. The fact that it hasn't been sent by email, by text, by whatever, is a different concern. There is a notification, so I can go back there and see that there was a notification, even if I didn't see a notification popping up somewhere. So to me, the checkbox should only trigger a pop-up on the top right corner to be alerted that there was a notification in the web interface. That's what I would.
So you're saying to list notifications
all the time.
It doesn't matter how we send it.
Yep.
And then based on the preferences, got it. Okay, yeah, that's a simple change. But
and the admin could say this UI here is not available based on the feature web notification or web notification management, something like that. But that's just to display or not the list notification. You still have them in database. And pruning is cleaning them. That's two different concepts. Managing them on the UI, which for me is a feature. Pruning, which is a feature. And displaying them in the web admin as they arrive, like push notifications on the top right, or somewhere, or on the rendering, if you want, in the top left, top right icon. And that's a user preference to me. My personal opinion. And then that's good. And you can also send them an email. You can have digest. And the digest email could be an email setting. Like when you check the email box, you could have options to say, well, how often do you want to get an email? On each notification, once a day, once whatever. Okay, then that would be great. Then another comment about the editing of the notification. You mentioned that you want to be able to define a different text per medium. And I think that's a good idea. That's kind of required because you might to have smaller, bigger messages or different formatting, HTML and HTML, different titles because it's big or it's small. Like a pager, you have just like 10 chars, or a tweet, you have 255 chars, something like that. So I don't know how many chars we have in a tweet. So yeah, so how to do that? Maybe in the editor have one text box per provider, per notification provider, and then users are free to just say use a common one or type a different one in each text box, like with tabs. That would be a nice solution. You also mentioned that you want to be able to provide a link back to the notification. That's totally doable. You could have a custom variable in the workflow that contains the URL to the notification UI explicitly in the notification, like seeing the full notification that was sent. So people can click on it if they have an email and go back to their dashboard with the full notifications. Why not? So yeah, but that's great. I like it.
Sounds good. Well, if you guys have no other questions, if you want to discuss topics, I can try to check out my project, rebuild it, and then hopefully after topics, I can do another quick demo. You asked me to demo the responsive labels. So, but it'll take me like 10 minutes to rebuild the project after I check out.
Let's see with Zoltan's topic, and then in the meantime, you can prepare your
Sounds good.
your labels. We'll talk about it. It's great.
Yep.
Also.
Does the notification get refreshed on runtime? I mean, with some component like Vue.js.
Say that again?
I mean, push notifications.
Do you receive notification as the common in the UI, or?
Well, I
need to refresh.
I did not create a WebSocket if you're asking. No. Yeah, we can add that as a feature. I just don't know if I want to add all that part of the initial, but I thought about that.
Right, it's on the refresh.
Yeah, so when you refresh, you'll see it.
Yeah, that would be great to have a similar endpoint to have push notifications. That would be part of the feature, I imagine. That's not complicated, and that would be great. Yeah.
I'm asking,
and that will be the checkbox, the web notifications, live notifications. And then, okay, let's create a similar endpoint and boom.
Yes, I'm asking this because we have something like this in our application here. So it's it looks a lot like what we have. And we have a SignalR endpoint already built in Vue.js.
Yeah, I mean, we can easily add it. Create it. I mean, it's not a big deal, but
incrementally. Like
exactly. I just
probably optionally, something optional. Yeah.
No, meaning like you can have a version that doesn't do that yet, but you can add it later if you want.
Yeah, enhance it later. Exactly. I mean, in another website, I actually created it where SignalR, where you can push the notification. But the same code I actually created, I just demoed. The same code I also created an implementation for a push notification because I'm running one of the websites in a mobile app, and so the same implementation is allowing me to also push notifications to the mobile app as well. So it's pretty flexible, I think, implementation to add any other features or any providers that you want.
Right.